Welcome to yet another edition of Autocar India Quick News, where we bring you a comprehensive look at all the latest updates in the automotive industry from the week gone by. But before we get into it, please do subscribe to the Autocar India channel and make sure that you've hit the bell icon so you'll never miss out on our latest content. We begin this week's episode with the XUV3XO. Mahindra has launched a facelifted XUV300 at 7.49 lakh rupees. With the facelift, the compact SUV has not just been heavily redesigned, but it also has been renamed as the XUV3XO. Here is a detailed look at the XUV3XO's variants and their prices. With a starting price of 7.5 lakh rupees, the XUV3XO is not just cheaper than its predecessor, but it also undercuts most of its rivals. Mahindra has given the XUV3XO a new and more aggressive styling, with a more angular nose, new LED DRLs, a revised front bumper and headlamp assembly. The compact SUV also sports a new two-part grille with a larger central air intake on the bumper. The rear styling has also been enhanced thanks to a redesigned and smoother-looking tailgate with full-width LED light bar and sleeker C-shaped tail lamps. Furthermore, the registration plate has been mounted on the rear bumper instead of the tailgate. For the higher trims, the XUV3XO gets a new set of alloy wheels finished in dark chrome. Inside, the 3XO gets a familiar layout as seen on the all-electric XUV400. Features-wise, the XUV3XO is equipped with a 10.25-inch infotainment screen and driver's display, a segment-first panoramic sunroof and dual-zone climate control. The top-spec AX7L Pro trim gets all-LED lighting, a 7-speaker Harman Kardon audio system with a 380-watt amplifier, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, a 65-watt Type-C charging port in the front, a wireless charger, rear AC vents, and the Adreno X in-car connectivity suite that on its own offers a whole host of features that allows users to remotely control the SUV. Soft touch materials have also been used on the dash for a more premium feel. Mahindra claims that the boot space has also increased compared to the XUV300. It's up from 257 liters to 295 liters. When it comes to the safety tech, the XUV3XO is equipped with 6 airbags, rear disc brakes, ESP and ISOFIX anchors as standard across all trims. Higher spec versions will get electronic parking brake with auto hold, hill start and hill descent assist, a 360-degree camera, blind spot monitor, and a segment-first Level 2 ADAS suite. There are no changes to the powertrains, as Mahindra will offer the XUV3XO with the choice of 3 engine options. A 1.2-liter turbo petrol engine with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter, a 1.5-liter diesel with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed AMT, and a 1.2-liter direct injection turbo petrol unit, which is available with an Ace & Source 6-speed torque converter automatic option and costs 1.5 lakh rupees more than a 6-speed manual counterpart. Our first drive video is live now, so check it out for a more in-depth review. Force has launched a new Gurkha in India. The updated Gurkha has been introduced in 2 body styles, a 3-door and a 5-door version. The 5-door Gurkha is priced at 18 lakh rupees, while the updated Gurkha 3-door costs 16.75 lakh rupees. Bookings for both the SUVs have been opened since the 29th of April for a token amount of 25,000 rupees. Force Motors has confirmed that test drives and deliveries to customers will start from the mid of May. The overall boxy design of the Gurkha has been retained as before. Both the 3-door and the 5-door versions get circular LED headlamps and DRLs, along with a 2-slat grille up front with a Gurkha nameplate. The 5-door version is 425mm longer than the 3-door version, which accounts for an overall wheelbase of 2,825mm. At the rear, the Gurkha 3-door and the 5-door is identical, with vertical LED tail lamps, a tailgate-mounted spare wheel, and a ladder to access the roof rack. On the inside, the dashboard layout is quite similar to the outgoing model, but Force has added a larger 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system that supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Additionally, the Gurkha also gets a digital instrument cluster, powered ORVMs, tilt and telescopic steering adjust, a rear camera, tire pressure monitoring system, which also shows the pressure of the rear-mounted spare wheel, traction control and hill hold assist. Dual front airbags and 3-point seatbelts for all passengers are also included. While the 3-door version continues to be the 4-seater, the 5-door Gurkha gets a 7-seat layout, with a bench-type seat in the middle and 2 captain seats in the 3rd row. Both models boast 37 degrees of departure angle, 29 degrees of ramp over angle, 35 degrees of gradability, and 700mm of water weighting ability. The updated Gurkha also gets 18-inch diamond-cut alloy wheels. There's also a new shift-on-the-fly 4-wheel drive knob positioned next to the driver's seat on the center console, replacing the manually operated transfer case seen on its predecessor. The Gurkha retains its front and rear manual diff lock levers. You can know our initial impression of the Gurkha from our first drive video on our channel. Toyota has launched a new mid-spec automatic variant for the Rumion MPV's lineup for a next showroom price of 13 lakh rupees. With this update, the automatic gearbox option is now available across the MPV's range. When it comes to the features, the G AT trim gets the same equipment list as a manual counterpart and boasts features like two-tone alloy wheels, dual-tone seat fabrics, keyless entry and go, automatic climate control, 7-inch touchscreen infotainment, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, front fog lights, and Toyota's in-car connectivity suite. However, features such as a leather-wrapped steering wheel, cruise control, side airbags, and a rear camera are not offered on the G variant. Under the hood, the Rumion is powered by Maruti's 103 horsepower, 137 Nm 1.5-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine, paired with a 5-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. Skoda has updated both the Slavia and the Kushaq with 6 airbags as standard across the range. The update does come with a premium of 10,000 rupees. For a better idea, here's a detailed list of all the variants along with their old and new prices. BMW has launched the facelifted M4 Competition in India for a price of 1.53 crore rupees. The M4 Competition comes to India as a full import, and bookings can now be made online or at BMW dealerships. The M4 Competition's beating heart is a twin-turbocharged 3-litre straight-six petrol engine that produces 530 horsepower and 650 Nm of torque. BMW claims a 0 to 100 km/h sprint time of 3.5 seconds. Visually, the M4 Competition retains its signature look, but with some minor updates. For instance, the new M4 gets new adaptive LED headlamps that also have a new signature for the LED DRLs, and there are new tail lamps inspired by the M4 CSL with an intricate woven LED pattern. The M4 Competition also gets 19-inch front and 20-inch rear wheels with blue high-gloss brake calipers. The M4 also gets a carbon fiber roof that not only reduces the weight, but also helps keep the car's center of gravity low. An optional M carbon exterior package includes inserts for the front air intakes, rear diffuser, the mirror caps, and an exclusive CFP rear spoiler. The dashboard has also been updated and gets BMW's curved infotainment screen that features a 14.9-inch touchscreen and a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. Isuzu has updated the D-Max range in India. The Japanese brand has also introduced an updated version of the top-spec V-Cross Z Prestige variant. Prices for the updated D-Max lineup for private buyers starts at 21.2 lakh rupees for the Highlander, 25.52 lakh rupees for the V-Cross Z trim, and the top-spec Z Prestige starts at 26.92 lakh rupees. For the new D-Max V-Cross Z Prestige, Isuzu has switched out all the chrome trimmings with a dark grey one. This can be seen on the front and rear bumper, the fog lamp cluster, grille, ORVMs, and the roof rails. The most obvious visual change is the new blacked-out 18-inch alloy wheels. Isuzu has also updated the interior with a new rear bench seat and added new active safety systems to the D-Max range with a manual gearbox. That includes traction control, ESC, hill start, and hill descent assist, all of which are offered as standard. In addition to that, the pickup truck now features 3-point seatbelts for all 5 occupants and seatbelt reminders and warnings for all seats. Apart from these changes, the D-Max remains unchanged. Maruti Suzuki has released an official teaser for the all-new Swift ahead of its India launch on the 9th of May. The company has also commenced bookings for a token amount of 11,000 rupees that can be made online or at dealerships. The new Swift debuted internationally, donning a sportier styling. Sources say that the India spec Swift will come with its own unique bumpers and alloy wheels, will be marginally longer but narrower than the outgoing Swift, but will retain the same wheelbase. The interior will get an all-new design and will be similar to the one seen on the Baleno and the Fronx. Some of the dashboard panels and the housing for the 9-inch touchscreen are slightly different, but the infotainment unit, the HVAC controls with toggle switches, the steering wheel, and the switchgear on the door will remain almost identical. Perhaps the most exciting update that's worth looking forward to would be the new powertrain that will reportedly be powered by an all-new 1.2-litre 3-cylinder naturally aspirated petrol engine that will replace the existing 4-cylinder K12 engine. Sources tell us that the company has set high fuel efficiency targets and that power and torque outputs will be similar to the outgoing K12's 90 horsepower and 130 Nm of torque. Furthermore, Maruti Suzuki might also offer mild hybrid tech on the Swift as well. However, it remains to be seen if Maruti continues with the AMT or upgrades the gearbox to a 6-speed torque converter automatic. Over in the world of two-wheelers, Hero MotoCorp and Harley Davidson have revealed the lineup of imported Harley bikes that will be sold in India. So here's a detailed list of all the upcoming Harleys and their prices. The most affordable of the big bike range will be the Nightster. which is priced at 13.39 lakh rupees. And the Harley Davidson Road Glide will be the most expensive offering at 41.7 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The new Sportster family will consist of the Nightster, Nightster Special and the Sportster S, all powered by a liquid-cooled V-twin engine. The traditional cruiser range will be represented by the Fatboy 114, Fatboy 117, Heritage 117 and the Breakout 117. This marks the return of the Breakout series to India after roughly 10 years. The Pan America Adventure bike also returns to India, but only in its higher variant, the Pan America Special. And finally, we have the recently updated Street Glide and Road Glide models. Both these bikes use a larger 117 motor, which is said to offer better thermal comfort for the rider. The bikes are also said to offer improved aerodynamics, increased rear suspension travel, and will be equipped with a new infotainment system that works via a huge 12.3-inch TFT display. Ducati has launched the DesertX Rally in India at 23.7 lakh rupees. The standout feature on the DesertX Rally is its suspension, which the company says is competition-grade equipment from Kayaba. The fully adjustable 48mm closed cartridge USD fork up front now has 250mm of travel. The rear also gets a new suspension that is fully adjustable and features high and low speed compression damping. Travel at the rear is also up at 240mm, which has also resulted in a ground clearance of 280mm. As a result of all of this, the seat height has also gone up from 875mm to 910mm. Furthermore, Ducati has equipped the adventure bike with stronger spoked wheels with tube tires in order to help reduce the chance of damage to the spokes. Other features of note include machined adjustable brake and gear pedals, as well as machined front fork clamps. The bike also gets an Öhlins steering damper. With its 21-liter tank fully brimmed, the bike will weigh around 225 kilos. The rest is the same as a regular DesertX, including the multiple electronic rider assist and the 935cc L-twin engine that makes the same 110 horsepower. Ampere Electric has launched its most premium offering to date, the new Nexus electric scooter at 1.1 lakh rupees. The company states that the Nexus is meant to be a family-friendly product, but with strong performance. The design of the Nexus is clean, without any excessive sportiness, and will appeal to the family scooter audience at large. The Nexus gets a 3 kWh LFP battery, and the company claims a certified range of 136 km. Power comes from a mid-mounted motor that produces a peak of 4 kWh. The company claims a top speed of 93 km per hour. Charging time is claimed to be 3.5 hours, but Ampere has not confirmed if this is from 0 to 100%. When it comes to the features, the Nexus gets a large Bluetooth-enabled 7-inch color touchscreen display that can also be controlled by a unique switchgear on both sides of the handlebar. The Nexus also gets full-width LED lighting. The scooter comes with 5 riding modes and a hill hold function. Bajaj has launched the much-anticipated Pulsar NS400Z for an introductory price of 1.85 lakh rupees. As you would have guessed by the name, the NS400Z uses the same liquid-cooled 375cc engine from the Dominar 400 that is capable of producing 40 horsepower at 8,800 rpm and 35 Nm at 6,500 rpm. This makes the NS400Z the most powerful Pulsar as well as the most affordable 400cc bike in India at present. Bajaj has also carried over the 6-speed gearbox and the slip-and-assist clutch from the Dominar 400. But unlike the Dominar, the Pulsar uses an underbelly exhaust muffler similar to the smaller NS200. Suspension duties are handled by a 43mm USD fork finished in gold and preloaded adjustable monoshock. Braking duties are handled by a 320mm front disc and a 230mm unit for the rear disc. With its 12-liter fuel tank fully brimmed, the NS400Z weighs 174 kilograms, which makes it 19 kilograms less than the Dominar. It has an accessible seat height of 805mm, which should make it a fairly approachable machine for shorter riders. When it comes to the styling, the Pulsar NS400Z gets a very unique headlight design, with a central LED projector headlight flanked by 2 very edgy lightning bolt-shaped DRLs. The tank extensions are also quite sharp, and the NS400Z's overall design is very edgy. As for features, the NS400Z gets 4 riding modes: Sport, Road, Rain and Off-Road, 3 levels of traction control and switchable dual-channel ABS. All the rider aids are controlled through a color LCD dash. The dash also contains a small screen on the right-hand side that allows access to the navigation data, lap timer, as well as the controls for the music playback. The NS400Z gets a brand new switchgear and adjustable brake and clutch levers. Bookings for the brand new Pulsar are open for a token amount of 5,000 rupees across all Bajaj showrooms and on the company's website. Deliveries are slated to begin on the first week of June. And that concludes this week's episode. Thank you all for watching and see you all next week.